Good morning, everyone. I thought I'd come to you this early morning with a question. Is it in you? Faith. Is it in you? Do you have it? Faith. Do you possess it? Faith. If it's in you, prove it. If it's in you, show it. If it's in you, let me see it. The scripture says we are saved by grace through faith. The scripture says faith without works is dead. Scriptures also said, I'll show you my faith by my works. I want to take you at this time to Hebrews chapter 11. We're just going to look at verse number 1 and verse number 6. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We're just going to reflect on verse 1 at the moment. Now, faith. What is faith? Persuasion, moral conviction, trust, belief. And when it comes to God, it is supposed to be an unshakable belief. Now, faith is the substance, it's the confidence, the actual existence, the assurance, something that I know before I know, because of who I know, and I can trust in the one who I am confident in to follow through. And it's the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Even though it hasn't happened yet, even though it is in future tense, I know and I can expect it to happen. The scripture speaks about God. It says God is faithful. God will follow through on what he promises. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things work together for the good to them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. This is something that we already know. So faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. If you got to see it, then it is not faith. If you won't believe it unless it is shown to you, it is not faith. And how can we trust God? By understanding what he has already done for us, knowing what he has delivered us from. And because I remember and I know what God has done for me, I will continue to have this faith. Now let's look at verse 6. But without faith, without this persuasion, this moral conviction, this trust, and this belief, and this unshakable belief, it is impossible to please God. It's impossible to satisfy God. You want God to be happy. You want God to be pleased. You want God to be gratified. You want him to be satisfied. You got to have faith. You have to know, because if you don't, it's not good enough. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Without faith, you are weak. Without faith, you are disabled. Without faith, you are impotent. Without faith, you are without strength. And because of such, everything is going to be impossible. Because of it, your life is going to end up the way it's going to end, because it's going to be without God. But if you come to God, you got to come correct. If you come to God, you have to come a certain way. God is not going to accept your balled up homework that you just threw at him. He's not going to accept you coming to him with doubt. He's not going to accept you coming to him looking back behind. You come to God, you must believe. You come to God, you must have faith. You come to God, you have to be ready to commit. You have to believe that he is. That he is what? Everything that the word says he is. That he is the truth. That he is real. You have to believe that. And that he is a rewarder. That he's going to bless those who diligently seek him. Faith, is it in you? Stay blessed, my friends.